I'm going to match the color of this apple. I'll start with cadmium yellow and phthalo blue. This makes a very vibrant green, so I'll have to dull it down. You can see that's too saturated and too green. So maybe I'll put aside half of this and mix it up with more yellow. And to make that duller, I'll put a little bit of pyrrole red into it. You don't think of a green apple having red in it, but can you see how that made it less saturated? I think maybe a little bit more red. I think it'll help if I brush it onto some paper. It's getting closer, but it needs to go lighter and more yellow. A touch more of that red too. That looks pretty good. I'm going to match the color of this kiwi. I'll start with cadmium yellow primrose and a little bit of ultramarine blue. Oop, it's probably too much. So that section above my palette knife has more red in it because it looks duller. And you only need a small amount. I figure I'll brush some onto paper just so that I get a smoother application of paint. The kiwi has more blue in it, so I'll add some more ultramarine. More red will dull it down slightly. The outside edge is greener and darker. A little bit of ultramarine blue will help that. If the blue is too vivid, I can just add some red to this. That looks pretty good. I'm going to match the color of this pickle. I'll start with cadmium yellow primrose, and ultramarine blue will make a dullish green. This needs more red to make it duller, so I'll add some pyrrole red to it. I also think it needs more of the blue. It's pretty close. It's not too bad. I think it has to go darker in some areas. I'll add a little bit more ultramarine to it. And a little bit more red. The edge of the pickle is much darker, so I'll add more of the red and the blue to it. So I have like this gradient here, and I could just pick from any of these colors. It's not too bad. The pickle has like a weird shape. It kind of comes down like this. Let's see if I can mix up the color of this plate. I'll just use blue, red, and yellow and mix up a gray color. It has to go lighter. I'll just fill in the shape real quick. There's a shadow from the pickle, but I want to get like the basic color of the plate down first. There's a darker shadow right here. I'll add more yellow and white, a little bit more blue. It's not too bad. I think it needs to go more bluish. Let's see if I can get the black of the table. So that's ultramarine blue and pyrrole red, and I'll use a little bit of Ben's yellow. Magenta. The last step is to fill in this black area. That looks pretty good. I'm going to match the color of this Jello. This is cadmium yellow, primrose, and phthalo green. It's not too bad. Maybe a little more phthalo green. I'll brush it out onto the paper just so that it's smoother. That looks pretty good. I'm going to match the color of the celery, and I'll start with ultramarine blue. I'll mix that with Ben's yellow, and ultramarine blue creates a duller green than what you would get with phthalo. It's a little too dark. I think I'll add a little bit more yellow and some white to it. It's not too bad. I think it needs more blue. That might be too much. We'll check it out though. The celery has more yellow in it. I think I might add some of this cadmium yellow. It's pretty close. I think I'll brush some onto paper to get a better look at it. Not bad. I think it has to go lighter though. It looks pretty good. I'm going to match the color of this avocado. I'll start with Pthalo Blue and cadmium yellow primrose. It's much too vivid. It needs to go a lot darker, so I'll add pyrrole red to it. And I also think it needs more of the blue in there. It's a darker green, but it still needs to go less saturated. It's getting better. A little bit more red. I think my color has too much blue, so a little bit more yellow. And I think I might use this Ben's yellow. The Ben's yellow is more transparent, so it won't alter the value too much. In other words, it won't make it lighter. There's a lot of variation in this avocado. I think I'll brush it onto some paper so I get a better look at it. It looks like the avocado has more yellow in it. Let's see if I could put some of the variations in there. So I'd probably add some ultramarine and quinacridone magenta, touch of this yellow. That looks pretty good. I'm going to match the color of this asparagus, but I'll start off with sap green. And that's a shortcut for a muted green that's often used for foliage and for painting landscapes. So I'll add some white to it to lighten it up. It went too light. I'll add some more of the green back in there. It's important to get it all mixed up so that it's uniform. It's actually not too bad. I think it has more yellow, and I'll use the Ben's yellow. It's not bad. It's a little bit lighter in the middle. Tiny amount of white and some yellow. That looks pretty good. I'm going to match the color of this lettuce leaf, and I'll start with cadmium yellow and phthalo blue. It needs to go less saturated and a little bit darker. So this is pyrrole red. That will make it less vivid. Still needs more red. This might be too much, but I think it also needs more blue, so it won't matter so much. So if I add more blue in here. There's a lot of variation in that lettuce, but it's getting close. A touch more of the Pthalo Blue. It might be a little too much, but I didn't really mix it all together yet. That looks pretty good. That section there has more blue in it. There's a lot of variation in this lettuce, but that's a pretty close match to that dark green right there. This lighter yellow, I would just add a lot more cadmium yellow and some more white. A touch of red, and that makes it more muted. Still needs more red. More white. If you enjoyed this video, you can watch color matching brown foods next. That looks pretty good.